Hello everyone, this is Robyn. Welcome to mypinkstamper.com. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I am going to be sharing a stamp set that some of you may have missed. This is in our Experience Creativity catalog. This is just a smaller catalog. You can find the link on my website, mypinkstamper.com. I'll also have it in the description of this YouTube video for you where you can find this easily. This has some just easier projects. If you're new to my channel and you're new to stamping, this has some great ideas on how to get started with paper crafting and everything that you need to make projects that are in this little mini catalog. And I'm going to be working with this stamp set right here. It's called Hoot Hoot Hooray, and I absolutely love it. So again, if you're just starting out, you can start with basic, simple note cards with stamping, a little bit of coloring. I'm going to show you something a little bit stepped up, but again, any level can make all of the projects from my video tutorials that you see on my blog. I walk you through them all step by step. You can find all of the product on my shopping page, mypinkstamper.stampinup.net, and we'll go ahead and jump right in. So I'm using the owl right here from Hoot Hoot Hooray. Super cute. There's a little bit of stamping and a little bit of coloring. So I'll just share everything that I'm using directly on the screen with the item code, and I'll also have it in the description of this YouTube video as well as on this blog post if you're watching this from mypinkstamper.com, from my blog. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is stamp this right here. We're going to stamp the owl. Take my owl off. And I'm stamping this with our basic gray ink pad. This is a classic ink pad. And I'm stamping this onto our Whisper White cardstock. I have this cardstock cut down to 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And we're going to be stamping it. I probably should be doing the other part first, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about, but I'm going to be brave. I'm making a window card, and so you'll know what I'm talking about in just a second. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp it toward the bottom, in the middle, like that. Hoot, hoot, hooray. And that's the only stamping we're doing. Super easy. Isn't that so simple? We're going to do now the coloring. We'll start with our lighter colors. This is our Stampin' Blend Dark Daffodil pen. I love our Stampin' Blends. They're so easy to use. We're just going to color the eyes like this. I'm not doing any shading, and I'm not going to be blending with this. I'm just really coloring. I'll be blending with the gray when we get there. Now I'm using our dark pumpkin pie, and I'm going to color the nose of my owl. Now I will be using the dark smoky slate. So this is the smoky slate Stampin' Blends combo, a light and a dark. I'll be using the dark. And I'm just going to kind of quickly just kind of do just a little bit, maybe on the bottom a little bit. Just right there. Now we'll take the light, going gray, our smoky slate. I always want to say a different color. And I'm just going to color this up here and be very careful. This one I kind of stay in the lines, especially around the eyes, but if you go outside the lines, it's okay. So I'm just going to blend. See how that just blends right in, and it gives it a little bit of a shading. I'm going to do this right here. Shade it in. And at the bottom, I want to blend in a little bit more, so I just go over it more and more, so it like blends in. There we go. That's all of the coloring. Now we're going to take our Wink of Stella pen. This is like, I call it my glitter wand. We're going to just add this onto the whole owl, and you probably won't see it that well, but I'll give you an angle in a minute where you can see it, and you can just squeeze it to give it a little bit more juice. This one might be close to being out. I use it all the time. Okay. Now I'm going to show you kind of up close with the light. You can kind of see the shimmer. Do you see that? It's really pretty and sparkly. And these are $8 and they last quite a long time, and you can add them to all of your projects, your paper crafting projects. And we'll just set this aside. Now we will take a piece of Coastal Cabana cardstock. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to run this through my Big Shot, and I'm using one of the circles from our layering circles dies. Now this is going to go, this is a good way to do it. I'm going to line this up where I think it should be, right here. It's going to be a window card. We can move the white a little bit in the back, so it'll be okay if we have to move it. Okay, let me just grab this, try to keep the circle right there. Look at that. That's almost magical. Now I'm going to just run this through with the layering circle. And now I'm going to do a little bit of embossing. So take your circle and save it, put it aside for another project. Start a little scrap pile or folder that has your extra pieces. Now we're using our corrugated embossing folder. This is really cool if you've never worked with one of these. This is going to pop it up. So I'm going to turn it a little bit to the side, so it's just not straight. So it's kind of like, whoop. I like to do that with the lines and such. Run that through. Now we can set that aside. So this is actually a pretty quick card, but when your family and friends and your neighbors get it from you, they're gonna think that it took you a whole lot longer than it actually did. So that's what's really fun about it. Now I'm taking our, I believe it's gray granite, and this is our textured weave ribbon from the annual catalog. I am going to run this behind this, and I want enough where I can make a bow. So I'm going to use a lot, and I do save my extras. So if you want to make another project and you just need a little bit of ribbon, you know, peeking out of the side or something. Okay. I'm going to just pull this through, and I'm going to be very careful that I don't pull too hard. We don't want to rip our paper. So this is what I do. I put my finger down, and then I'm going to just run it through again, or pull it through again. So I have just a little knot. It's so much easier to make a bow when you have a knot first. And now's the time where I can kind of line it up, make sure it's kind of even. There we go. Do you hear the choo-choo train? We live way out in the country in Utah, and we have a local train that runs through our city. So everyone in the whole entire city hears the train. It's kind of cool. All right. There's my bow. I made it super big. You might not want yours that big. I might actually cut it or pull it down in a second. Okay, because I think it's a little too big. So let me pull this a little bit smaller and then make it tighter. Just play around with it until you get it the size that you want it. Okay, and I'm going to cut this again. This one I'm just cutting it straight across. I'm not doing an angle. Now I'm going to be using our foam adhesive strips, and just, well, let's fold over this piece. This is a piece of basic gray cardstock. It's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 inches. I'll just fold it in half with my bone folder here. Bone folders help give nice tight creases, and you can actually also score your cards with them. And what are we doing? Okay, we're gonna take this piece here, and I'm using our SNAIL adhesive. And I'm gonna add that right here in the middle because we had already measured this piece. Ooh, you guys, are you so excited? All right, now we're gonna take our foam adhesive strip, pull it off. Okay. And I'm gonna pull this, try to keep it flat as I can. Pull this across here. And I'm gonna put a little bit here so it's a little bit solid right there as well. And I'll use another long piece to pull this right here. And just to pull this right here. Okay, looks kind of awkward right now. But I will fix it, I promise. I'm almost done with this card. Just peel off the back. Like so. Peel off the backing. And now we can put this on top. This is also how you can make a shaker card. You just have a window sheet down first, and then you'd put the foam adhesive strips covering this part so you can fill it with shaker goodies. And now I'm just going to, should be close, it's pretty close. There we go, hoot, hoot, hooray. There's a fun little peekaboo card, and here's another one that I made. So there is my card for today's video tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Don't forget you can find more video tutorials, pictures of projects I've made that I didn't make a video tutorial of, and all other fun goodies for you on my blog, mypinkstamper.com. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.